Okay. You blew the test out of the water. It was,
Oh, it was so easy.
yeah, I know. I mean, it's probably like I said, you are very one of the very few students that I would say that I think you already came to the course already. It wasn't necessarily because of the course, and I'm sure that few things helped along the way, and then you really picked up the pace and you studied a lot to cover everything you needed to do. But you are a natural strong test taker. And I think your score was like in the top 15. I kind of was looking at everything else. I mean, we have done over 4,000 students. So being the top 15 is not an easy task. But congratulations. When are you planning on taking your AANP?
Next year.
Mm.
Plan to take next year. Take a little break because I did the
I
DRT test twice.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. I would sign up like this weekend and take it. Honestly, I wouldn't. I don't tell people things for them to feel good. I
Mm-hmm.
would say that, hey, you already have it. The more you wait,
Mm-hmm.
the worse it is for you. So, you will do fine either way, but
Mm-hmm.
just be done with this year. And
Yeah.
yeah, because you got it already. You don't, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like now you go through the holidays feeling
Mm-hmm.
a little bit guilty, like, oh, I'm hanging out and not doing things that I should be doing. Just be done with. Go take the other one now. And I would if I were you. I honestly
Okay.
would.
I'll try to schedule it sooner. But
Yeah, no, I'm not pushing you.
I know.
You are more than welcome to stay. But I just see myself. I was like, my whole goal for me it was to be done with the board before the Christmas time, because and mind I would not graduate until May the following year, but I wanted to be done before Christmas
Yes.
because I couldn't handle myself
I know.
not study during, if I'm off from school and not studying. So I just my own perspective.
Yes. Well, thank you. Well, you
Absolutely.
said I didn't need your program, but I absolutely do. And I do recommend it. I just wish I found your program prior
Mm.
to me graduating, honestly.
Yeah. I tell everyone that, they can join us early, even a year early. I don't kick people out if they need it. Some people do it and they do it really, really well. But I'm more excited for what's next for you, Shine. Honestly, I think the psychopharmacology class is going to really push you to a little bit to the next level, because
Yes.
it is a bit boring, but it is the important stuff that we really, really need to know, like in the details, excruciating
Yes.
detail. Upon completing that course, I would not hesitate that you would be at similar knowledge as a psychiatrist. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it is that much in depth that we are going to go over. And once you finish, you pass the other board, join us, because it will
Yes.
be definitely worth it. You definitely will do well. So
Definitely. Thank
yeah,
you so much. This course kind of built my confidence. I know it's kind of a little push.
yeah. We all need some pushes sometimes.
Yeah.
A little bit. Come on, go, go,
Yeah.
go,
I
go.
know.
So it's a good thing. I'm super happy that you joined us for sure, and
Thank
everybody
you
else
so
as well.
much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good deal.
Thank you so much. Where do I put, is there any, I was trying to put a like a review
Oh
on in
yeah,
Google, but
yeah.
for some reason the link doesn't work. Is there
Really?
any, yeah,
Yeah.
can you resend it to me,
Yeah. One
please?
quick second. Let me just double check. Google's kind of. I lost my 300 reviews that I had, and I had to build up again since a month ago. So I definitely appreciate when people kind of give a good feedback, honest feedback.
Yes.
Whatever that is honest feedback is all I care. Um,
Yes. Honestly, I was lost before I joined. I thought I was like, I don't know how to start.
that's good. That's good. I'm glad
Yeah.
that you found value on what we're trying to propose. And I know I don't necessarily give it super easy. I asked a lot, question bank, diagnostic tests, this and
Yes.
that. But it is for the at the end, there is no regrets. It's
Mm-hmm.
for the only reason we can always take shortcuts. But what if it doesn't work, right? This is too important of a task to take shortcut. This is how I
Yes.
view.
And like
Uh,
I said, Dr. Lopez, it's not just getting the license, it's you protecting your future license. So,
that's
yeah.
it. I mean, that
Mm-hmm.
gives me chills because
Mm-hmm.
that is absolutely what it is. That we see cases all the time. People get
Yes,
in trouble because of silly stuff.
absolutely.
Something as simple as someone going through a alcohol use disorder,
Oh
stop
my God.
drinking, and then a psychiatrist started him on Wellbutrin. Guess what happened to him? He ended up having a seizure. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but do you think he didn't know? Yeah, he knew it, but he was just careless, right? Stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that happens, and then people get in trouble. I mean, now we got to do a committee in the hospital. One mistake, it can be deadly, and it can bring a lot of trouble. So the
Yes,
best ways is always to be on top of things and
absolutely.
getting done. So
Mm. Dr.
Mm.
Lopez.
hi.
Hi. I don't know how to join the game. This is my first
Oh,
time.
one
Can you
second,
show me how
please.
to get on?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Lopez. And please do
Mm-hmm.
send the link so I can
Yeah,
do my
I'm
review.
actually doing
Thank
that
you.
right now. Thank you so much. I always love the good feedbacks, um, you know, how what worked and what didn't. All right. So if you are joining us today, get your phone and
Mm-hmm.
open the camera. Do you see on the screen here a QR code?
Mm-hmm.
And then open your camera and create a name for yourself, whatever you want to be called, your real name. Right, we got Katie, we got B, we got
Open that
Susie, and Richard.
camera. I
Yeah,
don't
open the
understand.
phone on your camera.
My
uh
camera.
yeah, your phone. Open the camera
Yeah.
on your phone. You are
Uh-huh.
going to play on your phone, but you keep this
Oh.
screen here for us to talk and discuss.
Okay, my camera is open. What do I do next?
Okay, do you see the QR code here in the middle of the screen? I'm circling right now.
QR code.
Yeah.
The 294 thing.
No, man. Do you see the green circle that I'm making here?
Yeah.
So put your camera to this, the QR code, and then it's going to take you to the game.
How do I do that?
Okay,
How?
no problem. You can do a different way too. You
Uh-huh.
can go to www.kahoot.it over here. See the green arrow that I'm kind of circle or something in between of that. So if you can go www.kahoot.it, not .com.
Yeah, I did it. The screen open on my computer, but I put in the pin and I click OK, let's go. It's
Okay,
telling me somebody has that name.
uh,
I don't
you
know what
gotta
it is.
select your own name.
I don't have I haven't gotten to where I'm supposed to select a name.
What is your name?
Mercy, that's the name I
Okay,
want.
so you can pick Mercy. You
It's
can
not
sub.
asking me to do a name. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay. I
Yeah,
did that.
there you go. I see you. I see you here, Mercy. That means you are in the game. Now we gotta wait for everybody else. Once
Dr.
the
Lopez.
So Dr. Lopez.
Hi.
So once I see the Mercy you in, how am I gonna play on my phone or my computer? I don't know. What do I do
Well,
next?
you play on your phone. It will show you the options A, B, C, and D, and then you select.
On the phone.
Yeah. Okay.
So with
Is it?
this screen on my computer saying Mercy, I don't need to do anything else on my computer.
No, the computer is just for our conversation live class here. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Dr. Lopez.
Hello, who's that? Angela?
This is Angela. I just want to say thank you so much. I passed.
All right. I love the
Yeah,
good
yeah.
news. There's so many good news.
I don't want to take much of the time, but I just want to seize this second to say you are the best.
Oh no, you
Thank
are the
you
best.
so
Listen,
much.
you
Everyone
don't want
here, Dr.
the,
Lopez, want you guys to just follow up with whatever that he has for us. He has the real stuff, you know. And the diagnostic test for my test has a lot of stuff that are just the same.
you know,
So
it's you see so many questions that after a while it kind of becomes very similar.
yep.
The
Thank
magic,
you
the
so
course
much.
helps, but the magic is you. You are the magic because you are the one who puts the time. I can't force. If I could force you, I probably would to study, but I can't. So
Thank
the
you
magic
so
is
very
the
much.
time you put in. You put in the time, you get the result. Is not. It's. I'm telling you
Thank
guys,
you
do
and
the
God
time.
bless you. And I'm telling you, you have made them, you have created history, and remain blessed, Dr. Lopez. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Angela, I put in a Google review over here on the chat box. If you can take a time or like a few minutes and kind of, give your honest thoughts, all
Okay.
that, whatever worked and what didn't, because I always learn from it. They'll be like, yeah, actually, I could have clarified this,
Okay,
So
yeah.
would love to hear from you,
I
and
will. Yeah, I will.
congratulations, starting the new
Thank
year's
you
as a
so much, and
PMHNP.
God
Yeah.
bless you. Then, please, I want to ask you this. There is this friend of mine. I have referred a lot of people to you. Remember, one a staff from my work, Sayomi, referred me to you, and I have broadcast the good news. So I don't know, Megan, are you here? I think Megan told me she already enrolled, and we work at the same place.
All
Then
right.
I have a question for you. I have this international nurse asking me to figure out from you. Any of your group, do they do review for NCLEX?
Next year, yes. We'll have an NCLEX, but it will be absolutely virtual. We're actually finalizing right now. I don't have it up, but it will be actually free. It will not charge anybody. It will be 100% free for all the nurses out there starting. So I'm not concerned about money, guys. I'm creating the stuff. It will be free, but I can't, attend to them as much as my focus is you guys, right? PMHNP.
Okay.
But I'm creating the course. It's almost, it's getting there. It's going to be there, but I don't like to put out stuff that is not complete. It stresses me out. So we are getting there, and we'll be free for all the new RNs coming up in the profession. It's gonna be completely free. It's just gonna be, I can't be there all the time, but I'm still be able to support and answer questions and emails as much as possible.
I will let her know. Thank you so much again. Happy holidays, everyone. I wish you guys good luck.
You too. Hey, thanks so much for stopping by and let us know that you passed. That is always lovely.
Dr. Lopez. Bye. God bless you.
You don't want to play with us tonight?
Oh no, I'm cooking.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
All right. So lots of good news, right? So it is fantastic because that's what we want. We want good news. We want to encourage you to absolutely do your best. Is Carmal here today? Dr. Carmal Allen Green. So hopefully he doesn't mind that I share. I don't, 1 second. Let's see what he sent here. He said, hey, I really appreciate your thoughtful email. I passed today the ANCC. Guys, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter what test you take it. If you do it well, it is the thing. I am now Dr. Camille Green, Coleman, DMP, PMHNP, APRN, FNP, all bunch of letters, which is great. Previously, I pursued 2 other review classes. However, I felt the material were widespread. Your course helped me to narrow down what I needed to pass the test. I have been watching your videos. However, I often forget to check the view box, right? Remember, that's how I check on you. But he says he's been watching. I have a different ways of doing that. Would you like to remain in your study group? Of course you can. I plan to take the AA and C. So also see the attachment, and he provide the attachment. But what I do, guys, I follow up with people, right? So this is an email that I sent to him and say, hey, I noticed that you haven't been in the course. What is going on, right? Because we all sometimes fall to the side and we need some encouragement. And when you click the little box, I know you are with me. When you don't, then I think, what happened to this person? She hasn't logged in 2 weeks. It gives me panic attack when I don't see you logging in. So I got to make sure that we're still in the game. We're still in the fight until you cross the finish line, okay? Someone is asking for the code. The code is 294-5166. All right, we are getting started in just a minute, actually a few minutes. So today's a little bit different, okay? Because I felt that yesterday was the hardest module, and by the end of yesterday, you guys were firing off. You know, you did really, really well yesterday. We went line by line. We just opened up at the end of the course. So I felt really good that you guys really got it yesterday. So I did a little bit different today. Otherwise, the usual is we cover the class and then we play the Kahoot. So it's going to be a little mix, a little bit of a mix today, just to see what you remember overall. Okay. At the end of today's class, whoever is new, please don't leave. I'm going to do a walk through the course, show you step by step what you need to do, to really pass. My recommendation. It doesn't mean it is the right thing all the time, but it's what I have seen that works like a charm for anyone that's following the program how it should. It will lead you to success. Okay. All right. So go ahead.
Dr. Lopez, I did get this is Jessica Price. I did get my question bank, so thank you for sending that over. I just started the program, I guess, Monday, and I don't know about everybody else, but I just finished my school program this week, actually. And I came out of school feeling like I was surviving in school, getting the homework done, surviving, and I wasn't learning as much as I didn't have time to learn, really learn. So I've noticed the difference with the program, filling in the gaps of actually having time to learn things that you were just doing soap notes and projects and things that you had to do to survive.
Busy work, right? Busy work that doesn't lead to knowledge. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you are muted, Jessica. You muted yourself by mistake.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks for the feedback, and continue being hungry and continue to progress one module per week as we are going in a small recess. But again, everything is there and is available, and we'll pick it up live again January 6th. So I just want to make sure that before we go, all the new folks, they know where to go and what they needed. It does not mean that I will not be answering my emails, right? I'm leaving Monday. My wife and kids already left me with the dog here for 1 week. They're already gone. And I said I'll catch up in a week, but I got to go. But I'll be answering my emails, okay? Just won't be live classes for the rest of the year. Thanks, Michelle. I'm excited. It's going to be a great year for all of us, and make sure when you pass, you go to the WhatsApp group for those people that are passed, right? Because now you have a support group that helps you, like, hey, let's see today, let's see what the email that I got today. And it was a hard question. It was about Suboxone versus naltrexone versus someone that it is taking a opioid. It's a very complicated patient, but let me share a little bit of this insight because I think this is a very difficult patient, actually. Let's see if I can cover names. But what I'm trying to get to is that here you go, Shana. All right. So she basically said, hey, I have a 15 years old male who has been admitted with ETOH detox more times than you can count. His last stint was 12/2. He has a history of opioid use and takes Suboxone, 8 milligrams, 8 milligrams and 2 milligrams TID. He has it for 4 years been on this medication, Suboxone, right? So that is a green flag. What else? He's currently taking a composite and topiramate. He has not been on Vivitrol in the past due to Suboxone use. Remember what Suboxone does and Vivitrol, right? What we know about Vivitrol, naltrexone, right? So he keeps relapsing. What is being done is not working. Okay, there has been conversations of tapering the Suboxone, using the laxatine for pain and depression, and moving to Vivitrol injection. He does take escitalopram daily and has for years. In your experience, is it worth moving off Suboxone, going to Vivitrol and changing the medication, or do you really feel with the history of alcohol use disorder, abuse, multiple detox and rehab stints, it is worth doing that? So very complicated patient, right? But these are the types of resources that I can give you a little bit of insight. And then when you have your WhatsApp group, you can share those stories and, those clinical pearls, because we learn from other people. No one just woke up knowing everything. No one, right? So when we have knowledge and we start imparting the knowledge on your peers is a great thing. So just make sure when you pass, go to the WhatsApp group, because they really could save you. This was for my email. It was a student that passed a few months ago, but nevertheless, it's still there. We can still talk and help, right? So, all right. So we're about to get started now. 1 second, guys. Give it 2 more minutes and we'll get started. I'm reading here something at the same time. Is Cherie here? Sorry, because there's a message here on Facebook. I just want to make sure that Cherie doesn't need help, or if it's something that I can do for her.
Dr.
All right.
Lopez,
Yes.
I'm sorry, what's the link again for the Kahoot?
Do you have your phone with you?
Yes.
Open the camera to the QR code in the middle here of the screen. And then you should just create a name once you do that. Okay. And then you know if you are in when you see your name pops up on the screen. We are about to get started. 2 more minutes, folks, and then that's it. We're getting started with today's event. So hopefully you are in, Jill, Katie. All right.
Hello, Dr. Lopez.
Yes.
Yeah, how do I make sure you said I want to join? I don't know how to do it. This is my first time.
Do you have your phone with you?
Yes.
Can you open your camera and point to the QR code? You should see a hyperlink come up. All you have to do.
I should just go to the camera of my phone.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So you are playing Kahoot on your phone. That's where you put in your answers.
So what do I do now? I have
Open
opened
the
my
camera
camera. Mm-hmm.
and put it to the QR code. Once you do
Scan the
that,
QR code. Just scan the QR code, then enter
yeah,
the green pane.
then you pick a name. You create a name. Don't pick a name, right? So these are people that are already in.
Yeah, I can't see anything on my camera.
All right. Can you go to www.kahoot.it, not .com.
www.
Kahoot, Kahoot .it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's going to ask you for a PIN code, which is 2945166.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Once it does that, then now you create a nickname and you should be in. Okay. All right, folks, we are getting started right now. Let's do this. Hopefully you are in, man. Yep, I see you. All right, so that's it. Good luck, everyone. Today's a little bit different. Usually we do it according to the lecture that we just covered, but today's a bit of a surprise since it's the last Kahoot of the year as well. And then we'll pick it up again next year. That's exciting. Can't you guys believe, like, we are almost there? The year went by so fast. Good luck, everyone. Let's do this. So I took some questions from our diagnostic task to test you on the spot. Okay, so first rule in psychiatry for the board. Very serious. Never pick something that you never heard about. Okay, so how this could come in play? Well, there are 3 levels of prevention: primary, secondary, tertiary. They need to have 4 answers that will create something beautiful as a distractor, right? So here, for those that did pick genetic essay for bipolar, is that a thing? Like, not likely, right? But what is the number one thing that we need to be concerned is family history, right? How about paternal history? Family history is unknown. Well, if it's unknown, we just don't know, right? So we could eliminate this one, and nobody picked multiple individuals with early age of death. Okay, doesn't even make sense. So this is the distractor here, right? So on the board, why is that important for you to know? Because on the board, they are testing you for the gold standard. So if it's something that you never heard of, it's probably safe to not select it. Okay, so here we are. But remember, bipolar is family history, right? It's the number one thing we need to investigate. Even if someone comes to you feeling depressed, looking like depression and all that, we got to do a good history to know if this is actually bipolar 2 in depressive episode, because we do not want to start a SSRI, SNRIs, or so forth, right? So here we go. Oh, okay, it worked. All right, so let's see the stats. Well, this one's a lot better, right? Assessing the patient suicidal risk. That's what we should do. That is always a high yield question, right? Okay. All right. So assessing the patient's suicidal risks and why, right? So here's the thing. Doesn't matter if that is Hamilton score. It does not matter if it's PHQ-9. It does not matter if it's HAM-D. If it's mild, the best option is only one: therapy. If it's modern, therapy or medication, or a combination of both, which is really the best option. Now, when it gets to be severe, doesn't matter which scale, your only mission is one: to assess for suicidality. The distractor will be starting the patient on SSRIs. I would put that as option A, right? Just to get those that are, oh yeah, person's depressed, let me give an SSRI. Well, now is not the time. Okay, so if there are any scales in psychiatry that is for depression and anxiety, if there are severe number, your goal is only one: assess for suicidality. Panjunki, you just muted the presentation for everybody. Oh my. I think she left. All right, we got 4 seconds. Okay, so the best answer is report the child or report the case to the Child Protective Service. Why? Why would we want to do that? Remember, there are a few times in life that you have to report, right? You have to report.
I can wait when they do it because they're gonna put it. I need, yeah,
One
I need
second.
to find a faster.
Oh, Marlene, I think your mic is mute, is on. So child and elderly is not a, do I want to report or not, right? Child and elderly it is a must report. One time, someone disclosed something to me that wasn't what I wish I heard, but once I heard, I have the obligation to report, right? I felt very uncomfortable. I was one day from being on court, right? Both lawyers interviewed me and all that. But at the last day before I traveled, he accepted a guilt, a plea of guilt, right? So sometimes you are going to be on those situations, but if you see something and it is not right, you have to report. Then you ask, well, what it was so important on the case there? Well, BMI was pretty low, right? She probably had anorexia, and she was human dynamically unstable. Cardiac is low, her inability to maintain heat, uh, hypotension. These are severe indications for physiological compromise patient. What if that patient goes home and dies, right? I mean, when you see it, BMI of 14, 15, 16 and below, you should be concerned. And if there is anything else, plus the BMI that is severe, it's only one option. We need to admit this patient. Now, if the mother or father refuse, there is only one option too at this time. Okay? So we wanted to always document is very important. Real life here, right? You need to document, really important. And then you need to take appropriate action. Okay, we got 11 seconds. Okay, so I am glad that we did not select slurred speech because this is a tricky answer. Very, very tricky, right? So if it's frontal lobe compromised, we want to resolve for the frontal lobe. What the frontal lobe does? While there is the broca area in the frontal lobe that could cause some difficulties with speaking, would not be slurred speech per se. Okay? Yeah, function problems, executive answers, things, executive functions, things along those lines is what we would be looking for. Even though very tricky, right? Slurred speech. If you were like, oh, that's the broken area, the patient will have difficulties with speaking, most likely, but it would not be slurred speech precisely. Okay. Executive function, organization, problem solving, impulse control. And remember what we talked about: ADHD, the dorsolateral, the orbital frontal. These are very, very important stuff that you cannot afford not to take a look on Crash Course Review Day 1 and 2. I just had someone that didn't do so well on the task. When we go back and walk through the person, what happened and what didn't, we find a lot of holes, right? And one of them is not doing the crash course review or not doing the diagnostic test. Not a good feeling. Okay. So hard, very hard question. All right, all right. Okay, okay, okay. I gotta change this question here, okay, guys. So, um, what I was trying to get to it was that enmeshment is often due to unclear boundaries, right? But I believe the question asked how what the therapist would interpret, right? So that is enmeshment could be, but overcommitment. I was trying to convey what would be the interpretation from the therapist of the person who is trying and yet having a difficulty, pathological boundaries. Okay, so we'll come back to this question later because I don't think it was well stated. So we'll just kind of pass over a little bit, and then we can go back at the end. Okay. Few weeks ago, right?
Dr. Lopez,
Yeah.
these questions are a mixture from what, modules 1 through 4?
Uh, yeah.
Okay.
Usually today we would have done module 4, but I thought that yesterday we had a lot of good feedback from it, so I just want to do something different.
Okay. I mean, I'm brand new, so I lost a little bit. So
No worries. All right, so here is why I highlighted 2 weeks. Okay, I highlighted 2 weeks to lead you wrong, but to lead you wrong now so you get it right on the test. Okay, so what I'm trying to say to you is that do not go by 2 weeks, right? Or the time frame of less than 4 weeks exclusively, like it is the Bible, it is the right thing to do. It is not always what the question is looking for. The question said someone was previously diagnosed with PTSD. Why would you now diagnose the person with acute stress disorder? Right? Just because of the 2 weeks? No, it would be the incorrect answer. The diagnosis would be PTSD with the new occurrence of stressors, whatever that might be the case. But I wanted to really highlight this because I make a lot of effort when it comes to the PTSD and acute stress disorder, but the message may not be going through everyone. So I wanted you to put the 2 weeks there just to make sure that you understand the behind of the scenes between acute stress disorder versus PTSD is not just the time. Okay. So the hallmark of PTSD, right? Problems with concentration, detachment, triggering events, the fact that the symptom was new or significantly worsened after a traumatic event. But what you need to understand is that someone was diagnosed with PTSD and the new event just happened. The diagnosis is not acute stress disorder, but PTSD. This will come in play every time you hear a veteran that is high yield words. The board loves it because it makes it seem, the person perhaps does or did have PTSD. Okay. All right. So hopefully everyone got the gist of the question. Oh, sorry. Don't know what happened. Okay. All right. I like that. So most of us are very in tune of cultural questions, right? So there is a classic symptoms that board loves to describe: Hispanic male or female with somatization symptoms. Um, so your job, anytime there is a cultural questions, forget about the scientific basis. What you want to do is understand where they're coming from and validate their feelings. That's how they feel. Whether you believe this is exaggerated or not, they don't. So provide a culturally sensitive answer. I think these types of questions, the number one reason why a lot of nurse practitioners, they tend to not do well. We had a doctor taking the test and not passing, to a doctor. Sure, he was a doctor in Cuba, but internal medicine, right? So you got to wonder, is that knowledge or tricky things that the board can put out for you? This would be a tricky one, right? So culturally sensitive answers is what you want to do every time you hear a cultural question. Oh, all right. Sorry, I was kind of now reading. All right, substance use disorder. So CBERT can be used for other things, but usually 99% of the time, substance use disorder, right? So you want to identify, provide a brief supportive therapy, and move on, right? It's not something for you to be with a patient forever. You identify what is the issue, you provide treatment here and now, and then you move on to the next step, right? Sometimes it's passing the patient to primary care, or even, a more stable psychiatric condition. So I mean, provider, right? So get a provider to take over, um, going from that moment on. It happened, Nishan. She said she pressed the wrong one. All right. Factitious disorder is fake, right? So uh, making, they are making the condition worse than what it is, right? Usually for emotional gain. So there is no physical gain. Like, it's not because of money, it's not because of benefit, it's not because time off work or time off school. It's because they like or feel the need to feel the sake, sick role, right? So it's very, very important that you know factitious disorder versus malingering, which is also faking the symptoms, but the reason behind they want something that is tangible, whether it is money, benefits, time off work, school, or so forth, right? You also need to know illness anxiety disorder, right? So individuals, patients are super preoccupied with having acquiring or a serious illness. Okay. But they have few or no symptoms present. And if the symptoms are present, they are mild. We all seen one of those before, right? Oh, I think I have cancer. No, you do not have cancer. All right. And somatic and borderline disorders, not even a thing. So not together at least. But please know malingering, factitious disorder, um, conversion disorder, and adjustment disorder. These are kind of, close enough of each other in some ways. All right. So yeah, reschedule for a time that is convenient for both spouse and the patient, right? You should not be discussing the person's progress with the spouse unless if they are authorized to receive the information, right? And no one else. So contact the patient to seek permission to meet independently with a spouse. Probably a good thing, right? But if it's joint um, therapy, it should be done together to maintain the fidelity for what is happening there, right? Now, Mrs. Thompson, she gave a good tip here. Malingering starts with the M, remember, of money. So that is a good one, easy to remember, right? So thank you for sharing that. I'm sure somebody will use it. So when you think of malingering, M, think of money. All right. Next question. All right, lamotrigine. Okay, lamotrigine. So here's a funny story that is not nowhere near funny. You know, I'm not gonna say whose name, but someone in my family, as I noticed the person's
Wait,
medication, I cannot intervene, right? It's not my patient, someone in my family, so I cannot intervene. But I
that's
saw,
wrong, Dr.
Dr.
Lopez.
Lopez, how come it's lithium?
Yeah, because that's wrong. I know I picked
oh, I'm
A.
sorry, it was killed in incorrectly. Yes, lamotrigine, didn't
Oh
even
my
notice.
gosh.
Yes, thank you, thank you. So, as I was thinking that I saw somebody in my family,
But it
uh,
seems that we are wrong.
yeah, now that's incorrectly killed in. So, of course, it's
Oh.
lamotrigine. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Uh, I saw somebody on my relative. She was on lithium, olanzapine, a benzodiazepine, Effexor, and another medication. I called my wife and says, "Run immediately! Go find another psychiatrist immediately." No wonder she gained a lot of weight too, and I cannot intervene. It's very important that you keep your relationship with your patient very important. But if it's a family member, if she asks me to do an interview, I'll give you my honest advice, but I cannot tell her that she should or should not be on the medication. Okay? So this just came to mind because I saw lithium. She was also on olanzapine, and I was like, oh my God. But I don't know what was the person thinking of. The best medication would be lamotrigine. Now she went to another psychiatrist today, and they did not prescribe lamotrigine. She has depression. What do you think was the right medication for her? Without even knowing her, just by saying what I told you about extra weight and so forth. What is FDA approved for for depression, or maybe even bipolar depression?
Lexapro.
SSRI.
Latuda.
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 Latuda. Okay, so now she went on, just transition from benzodiazepine to trazodone. Took her out of olanzapine, took her out of lithium, and started Latuda. And I said, yeah, I said that is a thumbs up. Go for it. I mean, some people do some crazy things out there. Strange, right? So sorry about that. If your patient is diabetic or obese, think of Latuda. If your patient is thinking, so sorry, Lamictal, Latuda would be a good choice. Now, if your patient is thinking, dreaming of becoming pregnant, you got to consider lamotrigine above all. okay? Specifically for bipolar disorder, okay? What if the patient's on lithium? Switch to lamictal, okay? If they think they want to have kids, very important you do that. This is something from our crash course review, okay? Oh, sorry. All right. So when you think of grieving, right? Those with stable family, they tend to do better. Please remember that grief response varies. You should never, this is important, you should never tell a mother how to grieve, tell a father or brother how to grieve. I remember my ICU days when somebody passed away, you'll be like, okay, it's been 5 hours, we gotta take the body to the morgue, right? That would not be the right answer for the test, or even in real life scenarios. Never tell them that they can have another baby, or they should work more, or do fun activities. Let them grieve however they want to grieve. Oops, sorry, that's still uh, previous answer there, right? So family members that have a stable family, they tend to do better. All right, very tricky question here, right? So let's analyze this a little bit. Well, what are you going to do with a severity score? Is that the end goal? Just to know what to do? How severe is the alcohol? No, the end goal is to provide medication for alcohol detox. You know, whether it's 7 or 8 does not make a whole lot of difference. If they have a score, they're feeling anxious, uh, be ready to give the medication. On the test, right? If you are asked to give a number according to the symptoms, make sure you go to the SIWA scales and look what the severe is. Anything that says continuous, constant, extreme, it is likely referring to, uh, you know, is likely referring uh, to likely referring to the need to. Oh gosh, now I kind of forgot here. Sorry, I was distracted. Someone passed the board, I guess. I would imagine.
Yes, I did. Thank you, Dr. Lopez. I did.
Woo-hoo.
Thank you.
Good job. Good job. Did you take the
Um,
ANCC or
yes, I
AAMP?
did. ANCC.
All right. So now you have your Christmas presents early. Judy, that's amazing. Make sure you send
Thank
me an
you.
email as well,
I'll,
Judy, please.
I'll
Uh,
definitely do that. Thank you
well,
so
you
much.
just took it today?
Yeah, I took it this morning.
All right.
Yeah.
Hopefully it wasn't too hard, but it was all
No.
worth it. It was all worth it, right?
Yeah, it was. Thank you so much. The diagnostic test, especially 3 and 4, some of the questions I'm like, okay, are they tricking me? I had to kind of go back and like, okay, no, it's like, it was really worth it. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so
All right.
much.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you guys. Thank
All
you
right.
so much. Thank you
Yeah.
so
So
much. Yeah, I'll send you an email. Really
sure
appreciate it.
thing. Appreciate it. Guys, so sorry about the explanations here. I have a team that's supposed to do this for me, so I can just get in here and go through it. But I didn't follow up on make sure they did the right thing. Reflective practice, right? What is reflective practice? All right, a hard question. Very hard, right? Very hard. Because what's the magic word for all good answers? EBP, right? But it's asking about reflective practice. Reflective practice is talking about what happened, discussing about how did the code went today, what was supposed to happen, what did happen, right? What are the things that we learned? What can we improve next time? That is reflective practice. So from now on, every time you hear reflective practice, think of personal experience or describing what happened during a event. That is debriefing. Okay, debriefing. So I know was very tricky because EBP journal sounds like a good answer. Training group members in critical debriefing strategy after each event. Okay, that's after each event, not right now, right? Write or tell the stories on their personal experience right here, right now. Finally, they put the right answer here. Think of the age because the answer really changes according to the age. Yeah, so it's a 8 years old, right? Would you want a yes or no type of a question? Uh, for 8 years old, I know my 8 years old. She talks a lot. She probably wants some some multiple choice and give her input in whatever we are asking. Um, right. But what if the answer was a 4 years old, right? What if the scenario was a 4 years old? That would also change, right? A 4 years old may not fully be able to select a little bit more than a yes or no. Well, depending of which 4 years old you're referring to, obviously. Okay. So this is from yesterday. We talked about the recovery model. What is the recovery model in psychiatry? Is it a straight shot to the mood, right?
Non-linear.
Non-linear, right? All right, 2 seconds and go. Yeah, of course. It is all about resilience. When you hear recovery models, it's not a just, yeah, I'm going to be sober and I'll never have a drink or whatever that might be the case. There will be setbacks. There will be days that they may have more cravings. There will be days that they may have one or two drinks. But it's important not to say you're a failure, and you've been kicked out. They learn from their mistakes. That is the recovery models. Discovering opportunities, non-lenient. Okay, not a straight shot to the mood. All right, so can you utilize the relapse as a valuable learning opportunity? And it really depends what is the environment that you're working at. Sometimes we work in environments that are more strict, which will not allow, maybe the military will not allow the soldier to disenroll out of the program. It can be different. They may have stricter rules, but usually when it comes to alcohol use disorder, people do relapse. Okay, the majority of people do relapse. We just pick it up from where they left, and we keep on going. Thank you, Richard. Your mic was on. All right, when you think of a neuroleptic malignant syndrome, think what cause. Usually for the test will be antipsychotics, right? And then we have elevated CPKs, which will be reflected in the rigidity and contraction of the extremities, causing destruction of the muscles, right? So therefore, they likely to have elevated CPK. Most importantly, you need to know the difference between neuroleptic malignant syndrome and serotonin syndrome, right? Because there are some pattern or some symptoms that are alike, but what you really care is how they are different to begin with. Very much a very high yield test topic. Okay. All right. Good. Uh, who can explain what's RAD? Anybody remembers? Reactive attachment disorder.
What is your patient that's been in many different orphanage, has not been cared for, so they don't have attachment sensory, they don't feel loved or can acknowledge it?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And the question was very specific in the beginning that says no neglect, no abuse. So basically, it was trying to rule out this here because they do. I repeated several times during the crash course review how they are similar here too. So you look for abuse, neglect, and here you look for family origin and more specific examples, right? Like lining up toys and things like that would give you autism versus RAD. And I'm so glad no one picked pandas, right? Because that would have been absolutely the wrong answer. All right. Someone wants to join. Let me see who is that. Price specific assessment to immediately understand the patient's current support system and safety. Okay, so it asks the current. How are you going to assess the current levels? Would you ask what are the feelings? What are your feelings about your spouse death? Um, Probably not, right? Even if you want to ask that question, you probably don't want to ask that question. You want to know exactly where the patient, where and with are you living right now? Because you're looking for right here, right now. Second point, to be very clear, is that during a crisis is not the time for new coping skills. We want to know what has worked in the past and how can we use those strategies, because it would be a too much of a difficult time to trying to come up with coping skills and strategy and things along this along the way. Use what has worked in the past, and here it was about right here right now, how can we ensure your safety. All right. So today was a little off because some of the answers were incorrectly punched in, but hopefully everybody can add one extra point. And we have here our champions for the night. All right, Carly, you are doing super, super well. And then Odo and Green Check. There you go. And all of you guys are the champions because you show up and you made it your priority to spend time here with me today and being all, doing other things that are more fun. So all of you guys are really congrats. Anyone has anything to add? Jackie, go ahead, Jackie.
Hello, Dr. Lopez. Please, can we go back to the question number 6? I didn't get it very well.
I can't go back to it. Doesn't allow me to go back. Yeah. So I don't.
Where can I see that question?
So once this is uploaded to YouTube, we'll send you an email just like we did last week. Say, hey, it's been uploaded to the YouTube. You can watch it that way. Unless another way you can do is by downloading Kahoot app, and then you will be able to go back and play again on yourself, by yourself on the phone. Okay.
You said to download Kahoot app?
Next time. This time is gone. Yes, you can download the Kahoot app, and then you would be able to replay it again. But what we'll do is once this is uploaded to the YouTube channel, we send an email for everyone that missed today's event. All right. So now, guys, this is it, right? We're at the end of the semester, but I want to show you that just because we are not right now, or we will not be carrying live classes, you have everything right in the course. Now, it's a matter of discipline, right? I would suggest that you move one module per week, but be very deliberate how you spend your time. Okay, so all the lectures are uploaded. If you are new today and you're still having difficulty times navigating the course, all your questions, everything is in the course. You have module 1, scientific foundation, advanced practice skills, diagnosis and treatment, psychotherapy and related theories, ethics, legal principles and culture, the crash course review, the diagnostic test 1, 2, and 3. It's all here for you. And 4, and I even put a bonus here, 1-to-1s, right? That I recorded with other students. And if you say, wow, I really want the live classes and I don't like the micro learning, which is an option, you can go straight to module 12 and click on the live class. And then you have all the live classes that are recorded for you from modules 1 through 5. Now, one very important thing, I see people testing, and I know when you download the documents from the course, and I get very nervous when they go in your name and I see if you downloaded this document and you did not. This is where the magic lives, right here. Yes, we set up a strong foundation. We come very broad and we kind of funnel in towards your test date. But if you skip this step here of downloading your PDFs for the crash course review, given that you actually took the crash course review with me, then make sure you go through the PDF and make sure you do not skip your tasks. It will help you. Okay. Last minute is not the solution for things. Make sure you have a time, you're setting a schedule, you're very deliberate on how you are going to approach the task. Okay. Mrs. Isha Thompson, I believe.
Yeah, I just had a quick question. Since this is the last portion of any live anything, what is possibly, at least email wise, your availability, just in case there's questions or whatever up to, because I'll be taking my test soon. So if there are, like I already went over test. I did test 1 already before, and I did test 2. So I'll be doing test 3 and 4 within the weekend. So I know there's some rationales and some that aren't. Of course, the whole point is to look the information up yourself. But if you're still not getting it, is that something that as I look over the questions, that I could reach out to you? And how long, how available are you going to be?
Usually I try to answer every 24 hours, so that is important. You know, if you're like, I'm testing tomorrow, I need those answers, maybe, most likely I'll get to it, but it's hard, right? Because I do have a list of folks to answer as well.
Yep.
Do not say, hey, I don't understand question number 45. Copy and paste your whole questionnaire, so that way I don't have to go another computer, log in the system, look for task 3, look for question 45. If you say things like, could you give me an assessment of how am I doing? Hey, put your task scores there, because otherwise I got to go into 3 different systems, put everything together. If you give me, the more you give me, the more I can give out.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good luck, and make sure you don't skip this step here of looking those 3 documents very, very carefully. It will serve you well. All right. Yeah, good luck. Pardeep.
Hi, Dr. Lopez.
Hi.
First of all, thank you, but you do for us. It's really helpful. My question is that, so in a live class, you mentioned you are going to upload medications.
Right.
Yeah, we need for the exam. So are you going to do that soon?
Yeah, probably by tomorrow. This week after the crash course review, I only have 1 day between Saturday and Sunday, and then we start classes again, Tuesday to Thursday. So I'm pretty much don't go to sleep until midnight. But starting tomorrow, I'll have a little bit more free time, and then I will be putting right here under the crash course review day 1.
Oh, okay. So you will send us an email like they
No,
are ready?
just go there tomorrow. Oh, let's say by Saturday morning.
Okay.
Give it enough time for the team to upload it. Saturday morning, let's call it the most Saturday afternoon. It should be there, but it will be here. But guys, trust what you learned, like on modules 1 through 5. It's the same thing that we cover modules 1 through 5. It's just putting lamictal, lithium, Depakote. That information is already in here, but it'll make it maybe more easily to find.
You know, we want just more spoon feed. It's
Yes,
easier.
no worries. Hey, no worries. I'll get it. I'll get that done. It'll be there by Saturday afternoon for sure. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, Carly.
Hi there, Dr. Lopez.
Hi.
Hi. So I'm testing on Monday, and I just wanted, it took me a little while to kind of work through the course and figure out where everything was at. And I feel like I have a pretty good understanding of that now. I'm just really, the last 3 days trying to optimize where I'm focusing my time to get kind of the biggest bang for my buck. My tests I've only been through each one of them one time, and I scored like low 80s, then like a 75, and today an 89 on diagnostic test 3. Tomorrow I'm going to do diagnostic test 4. And I've done the crash course review. Those questions I know inside and out. Do I just keep I guess my question is, do I keep retaking the diagnostic tests?
Now, once you do diagnostic test 4, move on to this 3 PDF, right? If you know this inside and out, then move to PDFs 1, 2, and 3, because there will be 107 questions from modules 1, 2, and 3. ANCC that said it is on their blueprint, so better be 107 questions. So there is no purpose of just taking, the diagnostic test multiple times. I mean, honestly, I have people that done 7, 8 times each one of those tests. So it's times 4, 28 times, times 3.5 hours. I mean, that's a whole lot of time, right? So I think that's way excessive and may not be productive. I'm not trying to, I love that you're doing it, but you have to ask yourself, what is the reason behind it? Because all of us have a tendency to study everything because maybe we don't want to study the things that we actually need to study, and that soothes our soul, as in, hey, look, I'm studying, I'm putting the time, right? It's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is that, like, hey, if you've done the diagnostic test once or twice, or for you in this case, I wouldn't do it more than once. You've done it, you pay attention, you got the answer, move on. Move on.
So you're
And
saying to go back into, like, at the end of module 1, there's questions, go back into those tests after each module?
perfect. Yes. So
Okay.
after, look at your PDF, there are questions that is a very good point. Look at those questions. And then if you feel like, oh man, I really want to test some more, well, start from module 1, the question bank, and then eliminate all those questions. You probably take all day and you're done with the question bank in one day. 500, 600 questions. I mean, it depends what is your appetite and how much you want to put into it.
The thing that I'm sorry, just for clarification, the thing that you just mentioned with the big question bank, where would I find that? Or did I misunderstand?
No, the question bank. For the course.
So there's one big question bank for the course?
Yeah, let me share with you.
Okay.
Carly, send me an email immediately after here. Okay. So that's probably is your priority, but you can try it. Let me stop this recording here so no one gets your password. You can go right here, Carly.